A very pleasant morning to all of you. Today, I, Richa Parekh from St. Thomas High School, Mahua, am here to further continue with the subject of English grammar for the students of class 6th. My dear students, during the previous lecture, we started unit number 34, that is Robin Hood and the Butcher. This chapter is a comprehension chapter. Even though in your syllabus the comprehension is unseen, but with this chapter we are going to have the practice that how to solve the comprehension writing. In the previous class, we saw about Robin Hood who was invited by the sheriff in order to have the dinner with him. So we also saw that Robin was knowing that how the sheriff of Nottingham hated Robin, and the sheriff did not know that he invited Robin for dinner. Robin said in his mind that if the sheriff got to know that Robin was the guest of honor for tonight, then the sheriff would be giving him the dry bread instead of the apple pie and custard, and also lock him up in the dark dungeon. And all the fine things which have been given him for the dinner would not be his part of life. Let's continue with the further part of this chapter. However, Robin was so merry that before the end of the dinner, all others too were laughing till their sides ached. Only the sheriff was grave and thinking hard. He was a greedy old man, and he was saying to himself, "This silly young fellow evidently does not know the value of things. If he has any cattle, I might buy from him for a very little." So, while having the dinner, each and every butcher was enjoying the company of Robin, and they were laughing so hard until the sides of their mouths ached. That means the sides felt pain. The sheriff, while enjoying the dinner, he was thinking very hard, and he was very greedy man. He thought to himself that this man is very innocent, and this little young fellow don't know the value of things. That means he was not knowing that how valuable the things were with him. So the sheriff thought that if he has any cattle, he will buy the cattle from Robin at a very low price. I could sell them again to the butchers for a good price. In that way, I should make a lot of money. After dinner, he took Robin by the arm and led him aside. So after thinking of buying the kettles, he thought that the kettles which I buy from Robin, I will sell the same to the butchers at good price, and hence I will get lot of money. So after making this kind of plan, he took Robin along with him. "See here, young man," he said, "I like your looks, but you seem new to this business. Now don't trust this man," pointing to the butchers. They are all ready to cheat you. You take my advice. If you have any cattle to sell, come to me. I will give you a good price." So after the dinner, taking Robin with him, he whispered to this man that you are young man and you are very new to this business, and all the butchers who were sitting along with you are the real cheaters. So take my advice, and if you have any cattle to sell, so come and sell the same to me, and I will give you a good price for those cattle. "Thank you," said Robin. "It is most kind of you. I have 200 to 300 of them to sell. Besides, I have acres of good land too." The sheriff nearly danced for joy when he heard that Robin had so many cattle for sale. He thought it would be easy to cheat this silly young fellow. Already he began to count money he would make. He was such a greedy old man. But there a wicked twinkle in Robin's eye. So what happened? After talking with Robin and informing him, the sheriff told him that if you have the cattle, come and sell it to me. So Robin replied positive. He said that I have 200 to 300 of cattle and 100 acres of good land in which he can cultivate the crops. So sheriff nearly danced. He was thinking that he is going to become super rich and he can make a lot of money by cheating Robin. "Now, young man, when can I see your cattle?" asked the sheriff. "The sooner the better," said Robin. "I start for home tomorrow morning. If you like to ride with me, I will show you the cattle and the land too." So sheriff, he was a very greedy old man. So he was thinking that he asked Robin that when can I see your cattle and when can I buy them. So Robin replied that come on, it is the sooner we do the things, it is going to be very better. So I am going to go home tomorrow morning. So if the sheriff would like to join, he can get he will show the land and the cattle too. That night, Sheriff counted out 300 pounds in gold. He tied it up in 3 bags and 100 pounds in each bag. At last, the night passed, and in the morning, the sheriff set out with Robin to see his cattle. The sun shone and birds sang as they merrily rode along. When the sheriff saw that they were taking the road to the Sherwood forest, he began to feel a little nervous. So, after having a word with Robin that the very next morning they are going to see the cattle of Robin, and the sheriff started counting the money, he packed 300 pounds in gold and he tied it up in 100 pound in each bag, and he took all these 3 bags along with him. And the very next morning, sheriff and Robin both started to go. The night passed, and both of them were ready to go and see the cattle. The sun shone brightly, and the birds were also singing merrily. And as soon as they started their journey, Robin was taking the road through the Sherwood forest, and this made the sheriff feel little nervous. So my dear students, here we are at the end of today's video. In the very next class, we will see that what further things did Sheriff and Robin had, how much time they spent together with each other, and what was the reaction of the Sheriff further. So till then, thank you and have a nice day.